Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. By now you know Andrea because it's her third episode. You certainly know Susan because she is co-founder and my first follower, dear friend. Hey, Gracie, dear friend, first follower. You have a question, I heard.
I do. When I first learned about the All In, I saw that it was for support group leaders, and I thought, well, that's not me. I'm not a
Mm.
support group leader, and I didn't make the connection. I really didn't. I wanted to be there, and so I signed up, but it was really only when I got there that I realized the definition of support.
Mm.
It doesn't have to have a group. It can be the person sitting right next to me. And that was really an empowering realization on my part. And I congratulate you for opening it up to those of us who don't have groups with titles.
That's great feedback that if we all have this preconceived notion of a support group as, 10 people in chairs in a church basement somewhere, then is that moniker actually getting in the way of, building community and connection? And I think I just got my answer right there from you, Susan, that it's to have words that we assign to things is helpful, but if they are restricting folks, because I mean, look at what you're doing today here with Robert. You are a convener of people, you are a community leader and an ambassador, and all of the things. Absolutely. You. So
And all
yeah.
of us, if we want that engagement, it's there. There's so much help that needs needed in all corners.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we cover in our training is there's not one way to gather people, that it can be, um, 5 women who go out to happy hour. It can be, people at a non-contact boxing class. I mean, it could be us, talking about improv and life on Zoom. There's no one right way to do it. So what is your background? What are you drawn to? What are you passionate about? Do that. And when you lead with, that authenticity and passion, people will, folks of a feather will flock together. And look how much fun we're having. I am. You can't get rid of me. This is episode 3.
You're so
Don't want to
cute.
get rid of you. Stick around.
So the common denominator has to be curiosity. You don't
Mm.
have to have anything except that to get you there.
Absolutely. I think curiosity and openness and going hand in hand with curiosity is, holding a safe space for people to share their experience. And I mean, that's a peer discussion group, support group. Robert, you're the doctor. I'm sure you learn about all of the official words, but
Well,
it's human beings together.
when I learn the most is when I listen. And I've been enjoying being real quiet here and listening to the two of you do wonderful stuff. Susan teaches me all the time as my first follower and person who was, in the sandbox with me from day one with all of this, because I knew there was something, but I didn't know what. I just continued to listen to her and we just continued dialogue. That's why we continue to do this, because we discover within the Daily Dose, not knowing what we're going to say, what's next. Susan gave me a gorgeous thing last week that speaks to some of what you were both just speaking to right now, which is "that's not me" as a phrase. And that limiting phrase that so many people have, whether it's Parkinson's or aging or anxiety, depression, any of those things, it's incredible what it does. It just crushes people into isolation and limits their lives in unbelievable ways. Susan led a group last week, a big Parkinson's Foundation group in San Antonio, 150 people plus in this room, plus another 250 online. That wasn't her 3 years ago. No way. I mean, improv for one, being in front of people, teaching it for another. So we don't know. Like you mentioned, that curiosity, that ability to discover, and then giving people that safe place to play so that all of a sudden they can go, oh, well, maybe that is me. I never thought of that as me. And maybe it is. And then all of a sudden the angels start singing.
And I had so much fun. And what mostly I walked away with was all the things that I learned that will be valuable should an opportunity like that present itself again. I thought it was going to be a breakout session. There's supposed to
Nope.
be hundreds
Main
of people.
stage.
Jumped in full to the deep end, full for it. And anyway, it was a lot of fun.
I'm going to make a pitch based on it, how much I'm enjoying this right now. If it fits your schedule, if we could do this every week, I'd love to have you. If you're here and available, I mean, we'd love to have you. And we're just such big fans of what you guys are up to. So I'm just going to put that out that and let's align that. That sound good to you?
Sounds wonderful. It's been a joy.
You rock. Well, this has been the Daily Dose PMD Alliance. Andrea, thank you so much. And we'll be talking to you again soon.